Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Aries energy. And for these 12 zodiac sign readings, I'm using this spread that'll have a minimum of 10 cards out. And we're going to read it from both perspectives. Everybody has free will at any given moment in time, probably because of a lifetime of philosophy of life or whatever. People can either be in high vibe Aries energy or more lower vibe Aries energy. High vibe energy is where, you're being bold and brave and confident. You're believing in your dreams. You're not letting your fears and your insecurities and your self-limiting beliefs hold you back. And, you've kind of done the work inside to be balanced within yourself so you don't tip into your shadow nature. People who are in their shadow nature could be people who are fearful. They do let their fear and their insecurity or their self-limiting beliefs drive their decisions in their life. Might be that they have lessons to learn about learning to love themselves. And then we have people on a more shadowy spectrum that might be very egotistical, self-centered. It's all about their wants, their needs, their lusts, their greed, their pride, their ego. And we're going to talk about that too. So we're going to see how different people are handling their Aries energy. And it has to do, the reason for the reading is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is about when we've been hurt before, what do? Do we, in our pride and ego, say, I'm going to take this action. I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm hurt, I'm fearful, I'm afraid, I'm codependent, I'm in my ego? Or do we meditate on the truth so that we can take those four swords out of our heart and we can give ourselves the things that we wish other people would have given us and love ourselves and believe in ourselves and not repeat some patterns of behavior or relationships so that we can move forward in our life? People have free will. We can either decide, I'm going to move forward with my own idea in like ego or shadow and not learn the lessons I was meant to learn, or we can meditate on the truth that life's about loving ourselves and believing in our dreams and not letting the fact that a relationship didn't work out or other people were unkind or hurtful, not let them make us give up on our dreams. Some of you could be a Libra, or you could be dealing with a Libra, or it's just how different people, we all use all these traits and characteristics of the zodiac signs. It's just how people use their Libra energy, what they think is just and fair. Is it just and fair to move forward in ego and emotional defensiveness, selfishness, greed, pain, heartbreak, fear, insecurity? Or is it just and fair to heal and love yourself so that you can love others? So let's tell you what the cards are here. We start out with the Queen of Swords, the Temperance card in reverse, and the Knight of Wands. Then we have a card not showing itself, and when a card doesn't show itself, it could be things that people aren't showing people. Could be things that they've rejected, and we'll just try to fit it in the story and make sense of it as we go. Five of Swords. Some people, the Five of Swords has to do with Aquarius energy and our dream. Are we willing to change? Are we willing to see life from a higher perspective? Or does the fact that someone hurt us before cause us such mental conflict that we don't show people and then we don't really deal with? How are we going to move forward in life in the Eight of Wands? In mental conflict or healing and seeing life from a higher perspective and believing in our dreams? And the Page of Pentacles, whichever way we think is just and fair based on, I don't know if we're willing to give up on our dreams or not, I guess, is what we're going to invest in next. And the bottom of that row has another card that's not showing itself, which is the Magician. Some people, well, we'll go back here and I'll tell you about this. We have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, the Queens in tarot can talk about our emotional state. The Queens can talk about, and the Queen of Swords can talk about, we feel betrayed, we feel hurt. We thought, again, the Queen of Swords is Aquarius energy. We thought a dream was going to come into reality, and it didn't. And so, whether we're male or female, the Queen of Swords talks about our emotional state. We feel hurt. The Temperance in reverse can talk about some people don't put in High vibe Sagittarius is about putting in the work and effort to balance out your strong emotions that you have and to take bold and brave and confident action. Some people could be very unbalanced and they don't listen to their intuition and they don't see life from a higher perspective. And so then they take impulsive action in shadowy Sagittarius energy. I'm just going to go off thinking instead of we either empower ourselves by doing the work within ourselves to emotionally heal, to look to the future and be bold and brave and confident. And some people have done that and they're done balancing out their strong emotions is what the temperance in reverse would be for some. I've done all the work. I have meditated on the truth. I am ready to move forward in my life. I have seen the truth. I know my dream and my vision I have. I'm no longer having to stay balancing out my emotions. I'm ready to take action in high vibe Sagittarius energy, which is looking at life as an adventure to be lived. You know, we come into contact with all these different people in the world to get clear about what our truth is versus what other people's truth is. And sometimes we're motivated and inspired by different things. Some people could live more from their mind than their heart, and they think that's just and fair because they think it's logical and practical. Some people could think that being emotionally defensive, they don't want to get hurt. So they could harness these energies where it's like in a shadowy Aquarius energy that I'm going to be emotionally defensive to people. I'm going to go be a player in the world. I'm just going to go indulge myself in relationships. I'm sure that'll help me heal. It won't, but people have lessons to learn. And the other people are moving forward and they have their sword up to people who might be coming towards them. Like, no patience for players. If you haven't meditated on the truth, if you haven't healed from your past pain and heartbreak and your fear and your insecurities, to be on the same page as I am, because we're all on kind of different pages, right? We're on a different page when we're 18 than we maybe are at 25, and a different page of life at 35 than 25, because we've learned lessons in life and we see life differently. We've grown and matured ourselves, hopefully. So the people who have been betrayed in the past have their sword of truth up. No patience for players. If you want to think you want to come and indulge in a relationship with me, male or female, no. I'm looking for people who've healed from their past pain and heartbreak, have learned to love and believe in themselves, and they want to move forward in truth and justice and fairness and balance and love in relationships. The people that are in high vibe have healed. The Five of Swords can talk about mental conflict. And if they know some people in their life who harness shadowy Five of Swords energy, which is also Aquarius energy, where it's like, we have different dreams. I want to move forward in truth and change and having hope and faith and belief, being balanced, because there's 10 maximum in every suit. So being at a Five of Swords means you're at like a Five of Cups, so you're maintaining your balance. And some people, you know, I've changed. I want to move forward. I'm not in mental conflict. I don't want to win at all costs. I don't want a shallow victory. People who might come towards people that are hiding, that they want a shallow victory, that they want to be a player, the Queen of Swords is like, no. I'm moving forward in my life. I want to start fresh and new. I don't want to repeat patterns of relationship that I've already been in. And if those people had people in their life who wanted to win at all costs, it was all about them, they didn't care who got hurt, or they operate more from pride and ego or self-centeredness, they've cut those people out of their life. And they're moving forward. And, you know, the magician in shadow can be people who are manipulative, who create illusions in relationships. You know, people take action to get in a relationship. They give the impression, oh no, I'm invested in this dream too. But then they hide the fact that they have mental conflict about moving forward and growing and learning and maturing themselves and believing that they can manifest their dreams into reality. So then when the people they get relationships with are moving forward and healing and growing, the other person's like, I don't want to step out of my comfort zone. I don't want to deal with my fears and insecurities. I have a different dream. I might want to be defensive in relationships. I might want to be the center of attention in relationships. I might want to be a player in relationships. Some people have illusions about what it means to be in relationships, and they think they should be able to be in their shadowy way of being and just think other people should be willing to move forward and keep investing in them. Give up on their own dreams. Because if we get in relationships with people who have a different dream than us, we have to give up on our dreams, right? With the magician in reverse, we're not able to manifest our dream into reality because they're not willing, they're not on the same page. They don't have the same dream. They think it's just and fair to live life differently other than having hope and faith and belief and looking at life as an adventure to be lived and being willing to grow and mature and learn lessons in life. They might be like, I don't want to learn lessons. I want to be in a relationship with someone who'll kind of maybe indulge me being that way. Who's fearful? Who's insecure? Who's prideful? Who's egotistical? Who doesn't know their worth and value? Who hasn't learned to love themselves? Cool, I'll get in a relationship with you. Have you not healed yet? Okay. So, the high vibe people, with all of the people in their life that they are moving forward with, because you would have friends and coworkers and family and parents and children or siblings, you have people that have the same dream you do. They believe in the same dream as you do. And they also emotionally operate from being in the sword of truth, which is like being just and fair and balanced and loving and not selfish, not greedy, not immature or self-centered or wanting things their way. It's just the people in your life who have some lessons to learn that aren't moving forward with you right now. So you could be in a relationship, a love relationship, or not. But there might be some people who aren't moving forward with you right now because they have some lessons to learn about what's just and fair, because the Four of Swords is Libra energy. And Libra energy is represented by the scales of justice. Some people are immature. They don't want to be held accountable for their actions. They don't want to temper their more worldly nature. They maybe want to be a player and go indulge in things of the world without being just and fair in relationships. Defensive to just moving forward and starting fresh and new. Some people want to stay in their comfort zone. I don't ever plan to detach from the people in my life that they might be codependent on for their sense of stability or security or I don't know, just the way they live their life. Maybe they think they look like they have a certain status and image in the world, and so much about our life is just based on how we perceive it ourselves. They might think that they really look like a shining star in the world. They could think people look up to them and admire them. They could think people look up and admire them because they live this kind of reckless, impulsive life. Doesn't mean people do look up to them and admire them, but if we think that's how people view us, then that's our reality. Our whole life is shaped by our perception of ourselves and the world around us. Some people are defensive of moving forward with people who see life differently than them. Shadowy energy could be us. We have our more intuitive, loving, divine nature, and we have our more worldly nature, where our dream is to look really successful in the world. Isn't that the most important thing? Getting caught up in the illusion of the world, instead of realizing that life is about helping society at large and humanity grow and mature itself. If nobody had ever thought of doing that, we would have never gotten out of the caveman ages. It's all about learning lessons from the past so that we can move forward, taking creative, inspired action, being bold and brave and confident. The Eight of Wands again is Sagittarius energy, and that's about higher education, tempering ourselves, balancing out, that we might want some things to come into reality and we might perceive the world one way, but if the divine is saying it's time to move forward, it's time to change, it's time to not keep doing things the way we've done it, we need to grow up. And maybe we haven't been seeing life from a higher perspective, and maybe we hadn't been believing we could manifest our dreams into reality. There's some people in the world that don't like change. You know, I mean, it is kind of a human being thing not to like change. But there's some people who are bound and determined because they have mental conflict about so much, maybe mental conflict about change. And they want what they want, and they want it now. They lack patience. So some of those people could have taken some impulsive action to align with and wanting to move forward in their more immature worldly nature, and maybe communicate with other people in the world. Maybe in the Page of Pentacles, it could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or just someone else who they think also isn't about seeing life from a higher perspective. You know, that it's more about focusing on the 3D world. Let's indulge in the world. Let's make our life about money, materialism, status, and image. Let's not believe that we can manifest our dreams into reality. Let's think we just have to work with what the world tells us to work with. Well, again, if people had done that all these thousands of years, we wouldn't have all the things that we have in the world. We would have still been cave people. You know, but people, there was some people who did have a dream. They were willing to listen to their inspiration and get over their mental conflict, and they were willing to invest in their unique talent, skills, and interests that they were given, like seeds planted within us. And we were all given unique talent, skills, and interests that kind of light us up, that we find really interesting, that other people might not. And that's how, you know, with the math and the sciences and the art and the music and the painting and all those different things came about. Aquarius in high vibe is willing to step outside of societal norms to bring needed change to humanity, to try to, you know, inspire other people to believe in themselves, that they too have those unique talent, skills, and interests that they can manifest. And some people are like, no, I will not take action on the things in life that really motivate and inspire me because I don't want to step outside of societal norms. I think that's wrong. I don't think people, you know, because some people are very conformist to the world. And I think we should do everything the way everyone else in the world says. If the rest of the world says we can do that, oh, okay, then I'll do that. But not unless like everybody around them seems to be doing it. They don't want to step outside of societal norms. And if some of those people got in relationships and friendship groups with people who are more motivated and inspired to be more authentic and hopeful and believing and willing to put in work and effort to manifest their dreams into reality, some people could have been defensive to that. You want to bring change into my world, and I'm defensive to that. I'm going to go see if I can take action towards someone who views life the way I do, and thinking that will resolve them of their mental conflict. And it might for a while, but the divine has planted that seed within us. And I think when we don't try to balance out what we want in our worldly nature with what our intuition is telling us, I think we'll always have mental conflict. So let's go on and look at the last row, which all showed up, not showing itself. I would think what the shadowy people aren't showing is that they have mental conflict about moving forward in their life. They don't want people to know that. They maybe don't believe they can manifest their dreams into reality. Maybe, you know, they don't love and nurture themselves to believe that they can manifest their dreams. Maybe they think they've got to do things the way people in their life or the way they've always done things in their life and stay in that certain job and be in those certain type of relationships and, you know, not step outside the box. But I think when we get in relationships, but we might communicate to people that we want to heal a relationship with them, but we're not being authentic and we're not being truthful and we're not being honest, and we're maybe not getting in a relationship because of love, because we might be getting in the relationship more because of fear or insecurity or pride or ego or insecurity or whatever. You know, what they're not showing people is that they're creating an illusion. But they don't want people to know that. Why isn't everybody moving forward in hope and faith and belief and love? Probably because they've been hurt before. And instead of being vulnerable and open and authentic and opening yourself up to where you might get hurt again, some people say, I'm not going to do love. I'm giving up on my dreams. It causes me mental conflict to think of moving forward and investing in someone again. I'm giving up on my dreams. I'm going to try to get in relationships with people and not show people that I have mental conflict about moving forward. I'm not going to show people that I'm going to try to create an illusion in this relationship, that I want people to move forward thinking I've healed from the past, but I haven't. I'm moving forward out of pride or ego or fear or insecurity or codependency. And I haven't done the work within myself, but I don't want people to know that. So then the last row is what some people aren't showing that are kind of in shadowy energy is that their foundation is very worldly focused, image focused, wanting it to be exactly the same as it's been, because the Ten of Pentacles in one way can be very unbudging. It's very all about the world. That's what we're aligned with. We're aligned with the world. It's all about doing things the way we've always done it. Wanting, the main focus is to align with the world, not with hope and faith and belief and love. And they might want to get in a relationship more where it's a more transactional relationship. Move forward with me. I'll give you some of the things of the world that I have, if that's my hugs, my kisses, my money, my materialism, my sex, and you give me some of yours, whatever that is, and we'll just create this illusion. Because the people that haven't learned to love themselves or temper their fear, their insecurity, their pride, their ego, their emotional defensiveness, they don't want people to know that this is maybe why they go to get in relationships. They might be people who haven't learned to love themselves. They could have a very harsh, critical inner voice with the Queen of Swords. We either align with our more hopeful, believing, loving, nurturing, encouraging, supportive inner voice, or we align with our more emotionally cold, detached, critical voice. And some people don't know how to love themselves. So their foundation is very worldly focused, and they're looking for other people. Again, if I decide to go offer my things of the world to other people, will they try to heal things with me? I need people to exchange resources with me because I live in this illusion that either I don't have to learn to love myself, like that's somebody else's job. Let me go get in a relationship with someone. They're supposed to fill me up emotionally. They're supposed to make me feel loved and feel better. I don't have to do that work within myself, which again is like creating a relationship on an illusion. To be in a relationship and think, you're supposed to make me feel better. You're supposed to give to me and love me, but I don't really, I just kind of am defensive to love, but I'll have sex with you, because that's what the Knight of Wands can mean. I'll have sex with you, but I'm defensive to moving forward and learning and growing and maturing myself. So I'll give you the things of the world because that's what I really value, and they probably think, I wish other people would give me some of those things of the world too, because that's what motivates and inspires them. And they maybe want to be in a relationship with someone else who also is very worldly focused because they're totally caught up in the illusion of the world. And they think maybe if they have all those things of the world, they'll be better. They'll feel better. It'll temper their fears and insecurities. Maybe some people, for some reason, are really born or something with a real big fear of not having enough. That would be a lack mentality. But a lack mentality can be where I haven't learned to love myself and believe in myself and have hope and faith and belief. I don't think I can manifest those things on my own. I'm codependent. I'm looking for other people to fill me up. But we all are equipped with all that the great have had, which is based on a poem called Equipment by Edgar A. Guest. You know, some people don't believe that. And some people, again, the Pisces moon can talk about illusions, and some people have illusions about what it's to be in relationships. I'm not supposed to have to do the work to love myself or temper my fear or my insecurities, or I have illusions about relationships that maybe some people think because they have a lot of things of the world, it could be money, materialism, status, image, they think they're good looking, whatever it is. They could think that other people should want to exchange resources with me, because they could live in fantasy land, but they don't want the world to see that they could be moving forward and communicating to some people and having a new beginning to heal a relationship. For some of them, they don't want the world to see that the reason they're doing that is because the Pisces moon can talk about, I have fear and insecurities. I don't know how to love myself. I don't trust people. I don't want to do love. I could get hurt. I'd rather get in a relationship where it is more transactional or it is more based on illusion and facade and being superficial. I don't want to heal from my past pain and heartbreak. I don't want to look at the truth of why I'm fearful of love, why I don't believe in myself. I just want to get in a relationship, and I want to keep doing life the way I've done it. I'm willing to kind of use my sexuality to be in a relationship. But the whole reason I may be moving forward with it isn't because I'm willing to face my fears and learn and grow and mature myself. It's because, well, I guess if you're not getting into relationships because of love, you maybe don't really have too much to offer to a relationship, emotionally. And if they think there's other people in the world who don't show that their foundation also exchanges resources with their more fearful nature, their prideful nature, their defensive nature, those are the people they want to go be in a relationship with, because they're both caught up in their fears or their insecurities or their illusions about the world. Some high vibe people might have, well, for one, they don't want to make their life and be in relationships based on illusion. I don't want to be in a transactional relationship. If you're secretive, if you're whatever, if someone thinks they want to come towards, they could get the idea, I'm going to go take action and communicate and make an offer to someone who's high vibe, maybe thinking they'll want to heal things with them. What they might not realize is that the high vibe people have been doing a lot of work, and so not showing themselves can be that other people in the world don't know that you've been doing all this work. And the work that you've been doing is that your foundation is letting go of a 4 of Pentacles from the 6 to the 10, and that you're no longer clinging to the past. You've moved forward. You've learned the lesson you're meant to learn from that life experience. You educated yourself and were willing to invest in healing and seeing the truth about why a relationship didn't work out in the past. You could see the truth that some people are in shadow. Could be that they're self-centered, that they're prideful, egotistical, they lack self-discipline, that they're immature, indulgent, they take reckless action in relationships instead of maybe communicating with people. Could be the Queen of Swords, defensive to emotionally speaking their truth. So when we're in relationships, we have the free will choice to be open and honest and be bold and brave to communicate, because the 8 of Wands can talk about communication. That we do love people, that we do want to invest in them. Well, that means being vulnerable, right? And some people aren't willing to do that. And some people, sadly, instead of being open and honest and authentic and loving in a relationship, letting their more vulnerable nature come out to play in the world, they think, I know, I have a better idea. I'm going to take some reckless action in the relationship, maybe go get in a relationship with someone else and make an offer to someone else. And if I do that, maybe the people I left behind will feel betrayed, and maybe they'll take action towards me because they're afraid of moving forward and starting fresh and new and believing in themselves. So they'll come back and do the relationship the way I want. We're either building a relationship on a foundation of love and being just and fair and open and honest or loving, or we're trying to manipulate someone. And that is our shadow nature, is our shadowy Leo in nature, which is, am I going to be bold and brave and confident and high vibe Leo energy? Or am I going to be prideful, egotistical, manipulative, self-centered? You know? Sometimes people do that because they want to manipulate you. Sometimes we have people who didn't move forward with us just because they could have had a different dream. The truth was, moving forward with us at that time or at this time isn't aligned with their dream of how they envision their life. And there might be someone from their past that they realize they should try to heal things with, because sometimes we could have gotten and moved forward in a relationship because we were kind of immature and we had lessons to learn. So, the whole point of telling all the different versions of what can go on in tarot is we got to see the truth, not being illusions about people. Some people didn't move forward with us, just like with children, we would all wish, like for children, kind of like the divine with all of us, wish everybody would heal from their past pain and heartbreak, wish everybody knew how to love themselves, wish everybody was balanced, wish everybody saw things clearly and move forward in hope and faith and belief in themselves. But sometimes we're not ready to move forward because we're not healed. And we do have to go back and kind of repeat a life situation or get back in a job like an old job because we don't believe in ourselves. And sometimes those people that could have betrayed us could want to communicate with us now and heal things because they've learned lessons in life. And we don't want to be in our pride and ego where we reject them just because we felt betrayed by them. That would be us kind of being, whatever. But sometimes, people just aren't on the same page at different times in their life. When one person's ready to move forward in a relationship, they weren't ready, so they went and got in a different relationship. And then when they get ready to and they're willing to make amends with those other people have already moved on. And they no longer view that person in their past as their dream, and they no longer want to manifest with them. They've moved on to a new relationship. So it's just to stay balanced about seeing the truth of where people were in the past, not be an illusion that just because some people communicate with us now, it doesn't mean that they've grown up. They could be exactly the same way they've been before. But anyway, there is the possibility that some people are communicating to people that they want to have a new beginning because they are letting go of being in relationships that were more transactional, that were an illusion, and they had lessons to learn from that life experience, and they have seen the truth of how they could have gotten caught up in jobs and relationships and friendships groups, that they weren't seeing things clearly. And the whole reason they could have gotten in those relationships, we repeat patterns of relationship. We will tend to get in relationships with people that can subconsciously remind us of other people in our life, where you're like, oh my gosh, I so much didn't want to get in a relationship with someone like my dad. And then you realize when you're in a relationship, I was like, oh my God, I married my mom, or someone who reminds you of them, that they have those traits and characteristics. And we all have healing to do from significant relationships in our life growing up. And we need to learn to love and believe in ourselves and detach from those type of relationships emotionally, where it is a more balanced relationship, that we're not still looking to try to make people who remind us of people in our past, and we keep repeating that pattern relationship over and over and over again, you know? And as we heal and learn to listen to our own intuition, then we reject being in foundations that are more of an illusion and that might have been more transactional, because we are ready to heal. So, and then underneath that is the Aries card of the Four of Wands. We can come together in joy and celebration with others because we've all healed, we've all learned lessons. And yeah, then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Everybody's emotionally grown and matured themselves and learned how to nurture themselves instead of, no, you're supposed to make me feel better. Who's supposed to make me feel better? I don't know how to make myself feel better. You know, sometimes that's why we don't move forward in relationships, because we haven't learned to love ourselves. And if we get in relationships with loving, nurturing people, we can kind of be defensive to them because it would require that, you know, we do that work to be more balanced within ourselves. And some of us are like, you know, the Queen of Pentacles talks about emotionally people have to put in work and effort. And some people are like, well, I'm still drawn to people who remind me of people from my past, you know, and we will be attracted to people that we're meant to learn lessons from, you know, until it's kind of like, nope, been there, done that. I'm not repeating that pattern. I've learned the lesson I was meant to learn from that life experience. I am moving forward. And I have seen through the mental conflict and the illusion, and I'm not going to let my mental conflict about moving forward in my life and detaching from the past and old ways of being manipulate me and cause me to stop me from healing. And in my foundation, learning to love and believe in myself and nurture myself, I've learned that lesson. And I don't need to go just because I might, whatever that it is that you're attracted to in the world. I mean, it could be indulging in things of the world. You know, I've been there, I've done that, I've learned the lesson. It doesn't give me what I think it will. You know, it might be exciting for a moment, but that's our more immature nature. So it's like, you know, I've grown and matured myself in the Queen of Pentacles. I've tempered my more immature, indulgent nature, and I've seen the truth that I am ready to move forward, that I don't want to be in relationships with people who are secretive or manipulative or immature or like transactional relationships that wanted to, and some people, so people are moving forward. People could be offering to get in new friendships, new jobs, because the Four of Wands of Aries energy and the Queen of Pentacles, both of those could be in jobs, but it also could be in relationships and friendships. People are moving, high vibe people are moving forward, stepping out of their comfort zone. They've healed. They're ready to go into a new phase of life. And the other people haven't tempered their more worldly nature or impulsive nature or illusions about relationships or their materialistic nature. And those people are going to make an offer to someone also, a new workplace, a new relationship, a new friendship, because everybody is taking action in the King of Wands, which I see as Aries energy, based on what they think is just and fair. And we all think what we do at any given moment in time, you know, based on how we perceive ourselves in the world and what we believe is possible, you know, what we're motivated and inspired by in the world. Some people who didn't move forward with some people who do see life, that are more bold and brave and creative and inspired and see life from a higher perspective. There's other people that are just really, their comfort zone is to be with people who view life the way they do, and that's fine. And it is just maybe more of a let's do things the way you grew up, the way I grew up. Let's not step out of our comfort zone. Let's, and that's fine. And that's what they're motivated and inspired by. Maybe that's what helps them maintain their balance. And then there would be the more shadowy people who don't believe in themselves, who do use their sexuality to get what they want in relationships, maybe, and they like to present themselves in the world as being like healed and bold and brave and emotionally nurturing and just and fair and balanced, but really they could be more motivated because the justice they think they deserve is maybe more materialistically focused, and they want to get relationships with people who have money. Those are the people they want to be in a relationship with. That would be the more shadowy people. And everybody's moving forward based on the truth that they hold within themselves. So listen to your intuition about people in your life. Could you have some people communicating with you or that are communicating with you that they'd like to be back in a friendship with you, or if you're an employer, they want to work with you? Do you think they've learned lessons in life? Do you think they've seen life from a higher perspective? Do you think they're willing to move forward in their life? That they have detached from some old foundations or ways of viewing relationships or jobs that they could have been in that they learn lessons from? If they have, I think people will be willing to work with those people and heal, because they think now those people have learned to love and believe in themselves and maintain their balance. And some people want to be in relationships and heal with those people. They're just wanting to make sure that people have let go of those old ways of being or those old relationships before they move forward with them. They may take time. The swords can talk about communication. They may take time to communicate with people to get to the truth. Are people still in mental conflict about moving forward and still looking back to the past? Are they being manipulative? Have they let go of those old foundations? Or are they secretly still wanting to exchange? The Six of Pentacles and the Pentacles can talk about exchanging time, energy, effort, emotions, hugs and kisses with people in their past. Have they let those relationships go? Is this an illusion? People who want to move forward in truth and love and justice and fairness and balance might want to be in relationships and work relationships and marriages with people, but they don't want to be in it if those people aren't being truthful and honest, and if they really haven't moved forward in their life. They don't want to be in a relationship with someone who's creating an illusion. And if people who, some people are just going to go learn lessons in life. They're going to go get in another relationship because they have lessons to learn about learning to love and believe in themselves. And there might be people that they're still attracted to that they haven't worked through their issues with, and they're going to have to repeat a relationship cycle with someone who maybe that had betrayed them before, that they're not ready to let go of that foundation yet. Some of those people might be communicating to some people in the world who thought they were going to move forward with them and heal a relationship. And some of those people might say, I can't move forward with you. I feel like there's someone in my past that I need to heal things with. And a foundation that did seem to be long-term and very stable, where people had been exchanging resources and hugs and kisses and stuff, won't be moving forward. Some of the people could feel that if I were to move forward in that relationship, it would be an illusion. I wouldn't be being authentic, and I need to do what is aligned with my truth, and my truth is telling me I cannot. Some people could be saying my truth is I just can't keep trying to balance my emotions about moving forward in this relationship when I don't feel like this is what I should take action towards, you know? Right now, it wouldn't be my truth. So sometimes we have people leave our life because of that reason. And some people could be telling people, I'm not going to be moving forward with you. I need to resolve some issues with some people in my past before I can do that. Now, the people who are definitely in shadowy energy, who might be people who don't like, some people in shadow, they don't like being in relationships with people who are balanced, who are bold and brave and confident, who are healed. They'd prefer to be in a relationship with someone who's codependent, who's fearful, who's insecure, who's caught up in the illusions of the world and all about money and materialism, because that's what they're motivated and inspired by. So if those people did have someone in their life who harnessed high vibe Sagittarius energy, no, don't want them in my life. I don't want to be with balanced people. I want to be like a player in a relationship. I don't want to grow and mature myself. And if they were in relationships with balanced people who listened to their intuition, they wanted them to quit being manipulative and self-centered and, being in a more transactional relationship. They wanted to be in an emotionally loving, nurturing relationship. And they're like, nope, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I'm going to go find someone who maybe doesn't know that I have a lot of mental conflict about learning and growing and maturing myself. And maybe I can manipulate that person into getting into a relationship with me. And I'm going to hide that the whole reason I'm exchanging resources with them is because of this like illusionary way of viewing relationships. And it could be that I think I should be the center of attention. I think everybody should orient around me. I think I should be able to be reckless and indulgent and impulsive in relationships. I think I should be able to offer very little and get people to exchange resources with me. Because if they're caught up in the illusion and they buy the illusion, well, hey, I want someone in a relationship who buys into my illusion, because they might present themselves as being like they're very successful in the world. Because Aquarius energy can be that you do shine brightly in the world. And they hide the fact that when they get in those relationships, for them, it's more transactional. Shadowy King of Wands can be, it's all about shadowy Aries and the King of Wands can be, it's more about my wants, my needs, my pride, my ego, my image, my status. And I think it's just and fair. Who can I get to invest in getting into a relationship with me who will turn their back, will keep their focus on me in shadowy Aries energy, and turn their back on wanting things to be just and fair. Sometimes, why are some people like that? Well, I guess they think that's just and fair. Maybe they think they've been hurt before and everybody should make them the center of attention. And they want people to get in relationship with them who turn their back on thinking people should move forward, being just and fair and balanced and bold and brave and confident. And if some people are like, oh, I'll get in a relationship with you and I'll keep nurturing and investing in you. Things don't have to be just and fair. I'll maybe stay in a relationship with you because of money and materialism and status and image. Or I'm overgiving and I'm as equally out of balance as you are. I'll keep enabling your kind of immature, prideful, egotistical, self-centered, whatever way of living life. Because it's good for my image and my status and all that stuff, So I think that's where we're at right now with Aries energy. Some people have seen the truth. They're not an illusion. They don't want to be in relationships that are an illusion. They are moving forward, starting fresh. They've invested in healing themselves. And once their foundation is healed, they will take action to get the justice they deserve. And the justice we deserve is to get our divine inheritance, tempering our more worldly nature so we can have our dreams come into reality. instead of giving up our dreams because we didn't learn to temper and offset our fear and insecurity and pain and heartbreak and ego and whatever with love and hope and faith and belief. And we gave up on our dreams. And so people are taking action. Some people are communicating with people who they want to move forward with. Some people have been waiting for other people to come forward to have grown and matured themselves. Some people, because they knew that people weren't selfish or greedy or materialistic or self-centered, they didn't wish ill will for them. And the other person didn't wish ill will for them. They just had some growing and maturing to do. The people that are in the really shadowy edge, those people really don't give a damn about anybody else. They want to win at all costs, and it's all about themselves. So you listen to your intuition. Who are the people in my life that were really selfish and greedy and self-centered, and it's all about them? Those are the people moving forward right now, trying to find someone else to buy into their illusion. The loving people are wanting to work with other loving people who've grown and matured themselves. Tell us about the shadowy people, what they might not see coming. Well, I guess they flip, not showing themselves, is that people are going to be defensive to them, or they're going to get in relationship. They're either going to get in relationship with and repeat the pattern again, where they get in relationship with people who are bold and brave and confident, and they're going to be defensive to them, or they're going to get in relationships with people who are like themselves, who are defensive. The Seven of Wands is Leo energy. To think that you can create an illusion and get in relationship with people who are loving and nurturing and harness high vibe Leo energy, and that those people are going to want to keep staying in a relationship with you is kind of like living in fantasy land. Eventually, those people might give and nurture a relationship and try to encourage people to move forward, but eventually their intuition is going to tell them that you need to turn your back on this person. They're kind of indulging in this relationship. They're not balanced. They don't temper themselves. They're immature. And the pattern's going to repeat. Or they're going to go get in a relationship with someone who's just like them. And then maybe they'll learn a little bit about themselves, of what it's like to be in a relationship with someone who's defensive, who needs to heal. But the two cards not showing themselves are the Death card and the Queen of Wands. They, for one, if they try to communicate and heal things with people who have done the work, they just don't know it because the people weren't showing it. They were doing it behind the scenes. Healing people did the work to get balance within themselves and to believe in themselves and believe in their dreams, because Pisces energy is about that, and they're listening to their intuition. And the high vibe people have healed. Their foundation has learned how to love and nurture themselves, and they're balanced. And they're not going to take impulsive, like lustful or prideful or egotistical action towards someone in their past who maybe was self-centered, tried to manipulate them, that maybe now, because that manipulation didn't work out and they have mental conflict that it didn't work out, now they're going to try to come heal things with them. And the high vibe people are like, no, you don't know all the work I've done inside myself. I have put an end to willing to be your partner. If you harness shadowy Aries energy of the King of Wands, I've put a death to being the Queen of Wands. I've learned to take bold, creative, inspired action to emotionally detach in the past and listen to my intuition. And I'm standing up for myself and my dreams. And I'm no longer interested in being in a relationship with you. If they go to get in a relationship and try to communicate with someone and heal things with maybe someone who has money and materialism, well, for some, that the other person that they try to, if they try to get in relationships with people who they think might be more motivated by money and materialism or status or image, those people also might be defensive to them. For some, it could be, I don't know why you ended a relationship with those loving, bold, brave, creative, nurturing people, but because you did, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. For others, it could be like, oh no, they're just like them, and they're looking to go see who they can go be in a relationship, who might have more money, more image, more status, better looking, because it wasn't based on love anyway. And that's not why they're interested in being in a relationship. So I think they're going to find out that people are going to be defensive to them regardless. And then they'll feel betrayed and they'll be angry. And I guess they'll either keep repeating the pattern. The divine's going to try to get them to see the truth that you need to heal. You need to grow up and emotionally mature yourself. You need to get more balance. Life isn't just about you and your wants and your ego and your fear and your emotional defensiveness. If you want to be in a relationship with people where people are nurturing, you need to do the work within yourself. So let's grab a fresh deck for the people that are in high vibe. High vibe Aries energy, who are taking that bold, brave, confident action within themselves to heal their own foundation before they, try to involve other people in their life, maybe other new people. What did those people not see coming? Someone's going to communicate with them that they view them as their wish fulfillment and their dream. And they're in that pure, innocent, hopeful nature. We have to be aligned with we have to know our worth and value and be balanced and healed to be willing to start fresh and new. And that, in high vibe, that's when the pages can come out. And again, someone who really might want to take action towards someone is going to send a message that they'd maybe like to take some time to talk or get to know you to find out what the truth is, because they might like you to be a friend, they might like to get in a relationship, they might want to hire you for a job because they think you seem to be someone who sees life from a higher perspective, but they're going to try to get to know you from that more pure, innocent nature before getting too involved, per se. So maybe you'll get a communication that someone sees you as a dream, as their wish fulfillment. And as you move forward, as the high vibe people who've healed themselves move forward, the other people are going to be back repeating a pattern, being defensive. Because maybe the people they went to go align with ended things with them and things didn't work out the way they planned, and the other people that they would maybe like to manipulate are defensive to them. But they're not going to show people that they're going to make it look like they were victorious in the world, that they have some victory. They're a shining star. They're going to go be a player. They're going to go try to make offers to other people. And they don't want people to know that they have put an end to aligning with their more emotionally bold, brave, confident nature. Because they're defensive to being bold and brave in the world. And they're going to just be defensive. So there you go, Aries energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.